How many times do you get it? Okay.
Place is expensive.
But how much more?
In my mind, going at other places.
How much more nutrition value gives you tangerines and churros?
I'm not sure. I know it's a lot of different.
You know, it's like where you want to put your money in. You rather get churros that is like a treat and a day or two will go bad, or do you rather get fruit? You know, that it has its chocolate.
Right.
So you were, just because you were asking, would you rather buy yourself like a pack of meat and tea?
What would that value be? But then you break it down more than that. Though. Not to be rude. You break it down more than this. What do you think a nigga on the boats to get here to make it to where we're sitting here talking with each other when they're conquering? You had the idiots that on the boat took, what did you say it was? Churros? Churros or Cheerios?
No, churros.
Churros, okay, so churros. So those that brung churros and those that churros like shit on the trip and those that brung oranges. What do you want to have, right? Because that's in life. Because this on that trip, you understand what I'm pointing out? That you just talked about? Do you remember historical shit that was taught to you about the conquest and all that? Did you just plainly put that out to a person? What do you want to go through? So if they went through that and they made it to where they conquered niggas where they could have vitamin C so they don't get what? As you just say, scurvy.
And other things, because that's not just what you get.
Then apply that to your everyday life. And we just went on a mission. You just went on a trip. And you went and got yourself scurvy. Because every time you go out and have the opportunity to get things for yourself, if you go for the scurvy things and all the stuff that goes along with it, and energetic and blah, 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 the blah, 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 to your vitamins being depleted, so forth. You understand? Or you go after those things like they always put. Like the other day, that shit I was listening to. I mean, a fucking hit of fentanyl is $1. I mean, goddamn. No wonder motherfuckers are dying off this shit. Yeah. So how can any other drug compete with that if a mock pill with fentanyl in it is $1?
Well, again, for comparison, so I know, because I don't.
How much is an ounce of weed? You smoke weed?
I don't know. What's the prices and shit are different in states. They change with time. They change with laws. I have no fucking idea. I don't even buy my own drugs.
Well, that's why I just asked you if you wanted to grow some herb.
That's why I said yes.
So 10 clones will cost you $150. They're $15 a piece.
How much do you get on average?
It depends on what the fuck you put in it, how it's grown, the season, the light.
Okay, so then
It's all up to you, kid. It's the same with the seeds.
sticking with the harder drugs, $1 is fentanyl. What's the hit of cocaine? What's the hit of speed?
We'll just say Percocets. When I was your age, and your grandmother was on fucking 160 milligram motherfucking oxycodones that they had her hooked on. The 80 milligrams were $80. It's $1 a milligram.
For morphine?
No, oxycodones. For morphine, it's $15 to $5.
Oxycodone that is highly addictive, so when you pay $80, you're hooked for life.
And then you have fentanyl and fentanyl patches, because they had her on that too. No, there's higher shit than that, unfortunately.
How much are nicotine?
It's cheap enough for the dope fiends on the street to be able to get their high, son. And it's put on everything. That's why you got to be mindful about shit. But back to what we were talking about, because that segues back into anything of what are you doing for your supplies. Making sure the purity of such or the energetic of such, it's good to where when you use it for whatever you said means of how you use it, how is it metabolized in your body and influences your body because it becomes part of your body.
When you have the
So it's back to the same simple thing of why choose churros if you're starting to do those with peanut butter with such.
I'm bringing this in to replenish. This I'm going to have with fish and some other stuff. But
I'm just stating, you're now adding things instead of eating it by itself. You understand?
yes.
Like, it's incorporating things. If there's any leftovers or whatnot, meats or whatnot,
What I have with me,
carbohydrates, because it's a carbohydrate base, you add things to it so that it's not just
chicken and rice.
carbohydrate. But when you have the chance of getting food, always replenish your protein stocks,
Most important thing.
but also your dried foods that all you need is water.
Easiest, most convenient, but safe. And
But
also
you make sure what that is that you're doing isn't have a whole bunch of crazy ass shit added to it though. That it's
rice
still
that's just
in its
fucking
simple
rice.
thing, so
Nothing
that all you need is water in case anything happens. You keep those stocks up.
I'm trying to get myself in that mindset so I can put it into action. Unfortunately, I didn't leave the truck yesterday because a whaler had gone in.
It doesn't matter who goes in or not.
Again,
You are how
not
old,
their
young
fault.
man?
I'm saying it's my fault.
You're not a child no more, son. So you don't have to ask to come in and if you can go into a store.
No, as soon as I watch the truck.
You can still lock the truck. Nigga, ain't nobody got to watch the truck.
Well, we asked him yesterday because the truck is loaded in the back. We can't just
I
walk
understand all that, but when it was just you and I, we still went in and shopped.
Oh yeah, when we went to the funeral, you did the conscious decision to not get out. We went to 3 stores, and you didn't get out.
I mean, this is not to chastise. It is to illustrate if you're programming yourself that you're watching the car, right? Then what you do is when the other persons get back in the car,
They need the chance to go too.
you say verbally, I need to go down and go get some stuff. Or can you grab these things for me? But yet still, the personal choice for yourself is going to be given so that you can go get what you want to eat in the future, or if you want to eat it right then. Because you're not a child. I wish for you to start getting your stuff. Hey, we might poke at you if you go get a whole bag full of churros. But if that's what you decide to eat, then that's cool. But if you get sick throughout the week from just eating that, or poor performance that you feel you're doing in work, yet if it's poor performance mentally, it's not on you because we ask what's going on. It's on us. Which spills over if you're working for someone, being paid or not paid, those things will have you crash. Or there'll be ups and downs, crests and valleys instead of, you would just say, a heartbeat. Or you have a peak. Or again, you're just learning this stuff, son.
Where's your sister?
It's your first time. is what I've happened to start learning myself to go, okay, I can't cuddle you, but I got to remember, it's your first time being out here. But it's also why I'm being kind of stern, because I don't want you to
Veer off and get off on the right foot right away.
get on the wrong foot and think that that's right and hurt yourself or hurt someone else. Because up here doing these things, you can hurt yourself.
Abolition is the shit. Otherwise, that's a whole bunch of shit happening. Enough to where
It's like with farming with Nick and Tati. You'll be able to learn from them how to make food beds. Something that they don't teach in school. I wasn't taught this shit. I know Maria wasn't. Her brother had to acquire this. What he's doing, he feeds himself, feeds the family, does produce and other things like that. Nick, I give him props because he's worked his property. He didn't have to do like this, like what I've had to, where I told him, I was like, you got a head start on me, nigga, because he got his property that was logged and all the trees were cut down.
But by doing that, they're also neglecting the whole rest of the property, because it's not that it's all full clear.
No.
They're surrounded by fire.
It's just the one thing, and they're not doing as I've done, son. And I've been telling them they need to do that.
But because their business and main source of income is farming, that's what they're focusing on.
Delegated because of their low manpower,
and seasons. And trying to keep up.
Yeah.
But again, where I was getting at is learning and making the best, putting in work, again, doing it as a heartbeat, where you have your learning curve, and learn and work with this. And take it because you're going to learn life skills. Be it you're not getting paid a salary, the salary that you're paying yourself. And so you never hate what you're doing, because the shit that you're learning and going to be taught and shown is something that makes it to where you can provide for yourself and others because of how much land we have. You make communal gardens. You can fucking make a farm like they've done and do what they've set up and go to different places so there's not competition. Or invert things to where you do the opposite shit that they have, or cross rotational crops or vertical bed gardens to where it's a communal garden and people pay fucking to come have a plot of land that they can work that's certified organic. As we expressed to you, the changing of our business model and getting our business license added to such to where we would be growing our own food or growing the teas that we have, as I was saying, for seasonally, and doing it in this area or the other 3 sites that I had started working on, but this is the one that I've only cleared out the fucking most. To where if I set time and do such.
We have multiple, not just 2. I don't know. I've never been like way over.
There's 3 spots that I sectioned out that are the size of this that I've cleared, son. That I've done outlines. My first grow site at the mill site, the water hole, area hill, and the secondary in the center, where it's just a grove of trees around it, where it'd be perfect, where you can grow certain stuff, but I wanted to do tri-level up, where the water comes out. And in this valley that I cut 7 years ago, August it'd be 7 years, because that's when that fire happened, and we had to stay and live in the shop for a month. That valley down there that I cut, that's open. Why you can see the trees. This is the last spot that I cut to do for the linking the water from there to there to there. And as I was just thinking 2 weeks ago, blabbing to your mom, from that little water creek where I was watering the plants from the first time, we can shoot down the thing to shoot to where we get watered right here. If we do a solar kit and shit. So there's always water coming out of that hole.
Do the dust spout water?
I had given them water yesterday when I put them on the lead, so I don't know about since I've been up, honey. But yes, I'm sorry to stop you and babble in your ear and shit. But
Get another easy car. Like,
mm,
garbage.
this try to replenish your stuff. And like now is the time when you grab things for winter
1075.
and so forth, and try to build up a stock of your stuff. Me and mom don't eat your shit. Build up a stock of some stuff and put it to where you have things to eat or that you like to eat, especially because grocery outlet, you don't know how and when if it's going to be back or whatnot. So I kicked myself in the ass because those pretzels that I gotten, then I haven't had them the last several times. So I should have got more of them. They're like $2. I was like, what the fuck? That's the only reason why I got them. Otherwise, they're $10 for one of those things. But just getting stuff and setting it aside and building up a stock again for self or for anything that happens or a fire or for wintertime or for anything.
On that boat, given my other siblings and other households would do that, plus the adults, and so there would be no room for other shit. And I would go with the mentality of, I don't need that much. I don't care. I'm just there to help with that again. Blah blah blah.
That's then, this is now. We've been asking you to be a part.
I've also kind of think on that manner, but switch my mind. That's why I'm saying it's not a useful thing. It's a reminder to myself to get back and stay on that program. No, you're right. I'm not always thinking about it at all. I didn't even think about the fact that I could have just asked, I wish to go in shopping when I got to that. And I bet you, if I did have that thought in my mind, no disrespect, don't waste your time with that.
The norm is what you make it. The norm is what you make it. People don't know what's going on or what's on the other side of the door.
If you know you're good, then no, brother. I know you need help. And how to ask for it. Like you told me at fucking 11:52, how the time was and that girl. Fucking crazy. It was fucking hell. Sorry for what you went through. Bro, that dude's a dirtbag. Like, Tom was like, he was like, Tom, I was like, dude, that's the dude from my dad's house. He was like, what? One of grab it, the other one's right there full of water for the tank. Grab it over here, man. Jug's in front of the coat. raked your plants yesterday?
Raking this stuff and put it on a fire pit.
That's hella exciting.
And things super took off after I raked all that stuff out.
Super. Like 3 times bigger than last year.
We got to transplant those guys. Transplant them and like do like a wire mesh or something.
Yeah, today after the post office, I'm gonna plant the garden with my mom.
Okay.
And she said that those roses can be uprooted still.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna bring those 2 rose bushes. I think it's 2 or 3. What?
Yeah, they're on the hook.
Why? How you doing?
What's wrong with the door? What's wrong with the door, son? I'm doing good, baby. Thank you. How are you? Huh? How you got the door open if you got locked out? What? All right. Let's get all this stuff burnt. Stuff raked over there. Stuff right there. Leave them alone, Lavender. They're doing their thing, showing. Let them be, honey. My buddy Viet, the other day, how we were talking about this, he found it.
Oh, nice.
In front of Walmart. This is his post.
I thank you. That's awesome.
You understand? Cling to existence, what you want. Focus other things.
It has occurred several times.
Dropping things for people. May. Oh,
I don't know how to do it, but I've done it before. It's funny, actually.
I'm gonna reach out to Mikey.